Mama Ladipo Manyika is a British-Nigerian writer of novels, short stories and essays. She was born on 7th March 1968 and she has also lived in Kenya, France and Britain. Her father is Nigerian and her mother is British. Manyika inherited her birth name, Ladipo, from her father, who was born in Ibadan in the late 1930s.
With this novel, I was just fascinated by the 1960s, that era, my parents' era, when my parents met. I was fascinated by, my father's Nigerian, my mother's British, which is similar to the story, and that's where the similarities end. And it was an era of civil rights, independence movements, feminism, and I really wanted to read a love story that was set in that decade. So, yeah.
Sarah spent much of her childhood in Lagos and the city of Jos. As a teenager, she lived for 2 years in Nairobi before her family moved to the UK.
From a reader that you've read the book, so you'll get it. That just made me laugh was they said, so I won't say what happens at the end of the story, but at the end of the story there are two people sitting on a bench somewhere in Oxford. And the interpretation of this reader was that these two people froze to death.
Oh my God.
And that was definitely not on my mind.
Her writing includes published essays, academic papers, book reviews and short stories. Her short story, Mr. Wonder, appeared in the 2008 collection Women Writing Zimbabwe. Her first novel, Independence, was originally published by Legend Press, London in 2008 and was chosen by the UK's largest bookstore chain as its feature book for Black History Month. In 2009, Independence was published by Cassava Republic, a literary press based in Abuja, Nigeria, as well as later in the UK. Manyika's other works include Like a Mule, Bringing Ice Cream to the Sun, Mr. Wonder, Modupe, Girlfriend, The Ambassador's Wife, and many other essays.
Where flies hummed and green-bellied lizards bobbed their orange heads while loitering in the sun. But Tayo did not notice these. Instead, he walked in silence, oblivious to his surroundings. With a smile on his face, he thought of the night before when he had dared to run a hand beneath the folds of Modupe's wrapper. Without him even asking, Modupe had loosened the cloth around her waist. Of course, they'd kissed many times before, usually in the Lebanese cinema when all was dark. But that was nothing compared to last night. And while Tayo was lost in his thoughts, his father, who walked alongside, noticed the smile and read it as excitement for the forthcoming trip.
She serves on the boards of Edgebrook and the Museum of the African Diaspora in San Francisco.